Hey y'all, Chris here. Haven't been at the toy box since I took delivery of the 82 Hot Rod, and I had to stop what I was doing today because I just really wanted to get some hands on it. I haven't even looked at it since I got it, but I really want to wash this thing up and see if I can find anything that I need to correct, as well as go through it a little bit and figure out if there's anything I can do to it to make it my own. I noticed this right away, just a little kind of, I don't know if it's most stuff on this thing is aftermarket, such as the bumper. And I don't know if this is just missing a clip or something, or if this is just a really cheap bumper, but I kind of want to replace that. Along with these H4 headlights, there's this company out there called Restoration Source, something like that. And they make a really nice high-end LED lens for these cars, and I thought it'd be kind of cool to get those on there, as well as anything I find in the inside too. I'm thinking about that Porsche, the PCCM for the classics. It replaces the factory. God, this thing's tiny. It replaces the factory radio unit, and I gotta play around with this thing. Whoa, someone's sunglasses are in there. There's a bunch of stuff in here. What is this? Fuses. Someone's aviators. Insurance card. These guys didn't go through this box or anything. What's this? Registration card. Toothpicks. That's pretty funny. Wonder what's up with that. Powered subwoofer. Oh, here's this. Put that in there so it looks the part. Oh, it does have a new shifter. Sweet. I was thinking about replacing this guy with one, but I mean, it's a 5-speed, so easy to figure out. What else is in here? That's cute. I should mail that to the previous owner. Must have taken his grandkids or something in this thing. Maybe I'll mail some of the stuff back to him. I mean, there's really not a whole lot that I want to do to it, honestly. All these gauges should be redone and resurfaced and recalibrated. You hear that? Is that actual time? 2:08? Nope. Sounds like the clock works. What does this do? How do you set this? I gotta figure this out 1 second. Push in and turn it. Pull it out and turn it. Oh. Oh, like that. I see. Put this on the proper time. There we go. Let's see if that moves anytime soon. Horn works. What is this down here? Is this the defrost? Oh, that's cool. Look at that. You got like a manual defrost feature. What is this then? Is this the air cooled part of it? I'm gonna start this thing up. And now Davis, the dude who I bought it from, said you want to prime that once or twice. Okay. Let her warm up a little bit. Fuel gauge seems to work. Goes into gear nice. Let's bring it over here actually. Clutch seems a little weird, but it's not bad. Pop that real quick. Not sure what this is all about. These loose wires. Oh, look at that. That has some history to it, huh? There we go. Wow, look at this. Is this a battery? Nice. It's got the thing on there already. This must be a binder on it. Wow, look at all this. This is cool. It has a whole history of it. Yep, look at that. They just stripped down the entire body. Did a chemical peel to it. Oh, okay, we're gonna go through this later. Curious what's underneath this guy. Yep, as it should be. Good. I think I'm gonna find this thing to be pretty dang clean, honestly. What's up with this? It's probably supposed to be like that. This thing is so low to the ground, this is not gonna get in my driveway. See, it's already scraped right here. I saw back here, yeah, see, this bumper needs to be. Yeah, see, that's not good. They're gonna have to either replace or repaint this bumper. Damn. Alright, before I get too far on this, I'm gonna go ahead and clean it up, see if I can find anything else besides on that back bumper. Alright, after washing this thing, I can tell this was 100% ceramic coated. So this should be very quick and easy for drying it. I'm sure some of this is just nature of the beast, but I found a few things I want to replace, including, you know, in addition to the bumper. I don't know, maybe it's just this bumper. This is it's like a Getty GS or Getty RS bumper, but I mean, I don't know. It just seems really, it's like all plastic fiberglass. I wouldn't think this thing would look too bad with the original bumper back on there, painted to match. What do you guys think? The other things I found, I got to get another clip for this. Looks like something broke inside of here. It's just not, there it kind of goes, but it's just not getting in there as much as it should. Dash pad is a little wavy, but it's not terrible. Gotta make sure all these lights work. Wow. Yeah, it's not picking up any of the local stations. Not too concerned about that though, but I might get that PCCM on here anyway. I think it'll just look cool. Hopefully it fills in that gap nice. What is this? Hey, the clock works. Remember we set that? I gotta get used to all this stuff. Is this anything? Oh, cool. Little ashtray. And look at, they got these little cubbies. Put a purse or a stash, whatever you want in there. I wonder what's going on there. It's kind of cheap. What does this do? Lock it? Yep. Door's shut really nice. So the people I bought this from, Merit Partners, they put together a really nice portfolio on this car. And I'm actually going to read it because I could not remember everything, nor do I really know about everything. And some of the stuff, sure, it's familiar, but this thing was put together without any of my involvement, so it's better to just read what was done to it. It was originally a 1982 911 SC. It's got the sunroof to it. I'm not a big fan of sunroofs. I just don't use them. They end up leaking, creaking. The wife's X7 clicks like crazy. It's driving me nuts. I want to get rid of that car, actually. And I've had creaking issues in the past. If you watch my old Trackhawk videos or other videos like that, it's always the damn sunroof. I don't get it. So anyway, hopefully that's not an issue. But again, nature of the beast. It's a 40-year-old car. I don't expect it to not creak. Allegedly, they didn't use any Bondo on this. They took out any and all dents, which they said there weren't any, but any imperfections they found in the body, which is all in this binder here, they took out just with a hammer and a dolly. All of the hardware on the car, meaning the hinges, the handles, the mirrors, these little sill plates, things like that, they were either, including these around the windows and stuff, they were either refurbished, meaning they were recoated, or they were replaced. The rear bumper was sourced by a place called Getty, I believe. It's their RS style. I don't dislike it. I don't dislike it at all. I'm a little skeptical about the front one, but this, at some point, see that? Something impacted it. Because I could, if I really want to, I could probably flick this off. Spiderweb. So I either want to get this replaced or repainted. I'll throw around the idea of replacing these with the factory style bumper, but I think it looks really good from this angle. Same thing with the front. Not in love with it. I don't hate it. Looks like a shelf. I don't know if the factory one is even worse, but see all that rippling right there? It's also a Getty. That must be the manufacturer, but Getty, they say it's modified somehow. Maybe something to do with these lights or something. That doesn't look like it should be like that, but this is allegedly modified Getty bumper. The paint, they say it's Sherwin-Williams best. I didn't even know Sherwin-Williams made automotive paint, but it's a two-stage paint, the Ultra 7000 with 3 coats of clear. I think it looks really nice. I wasn't sure before. It looked more brown in the pictures and videos that the dealership was sending me, but in person here it looks pretty gray, which I love. I love gray cars. Obviously, we have an abundance of gray vehicles here, and more coming, by the way. Even my daily is a gray one. The mirrors, flag door, that's what they call these ones. These were replaced during the restoration. And all of the seals, the window seals, the door seals. This thing, as I was drying it, was flopping everywhere. It must not go in there very tight, but those are all replaced as well. Making our way inside, we have a Carl LX Sport seats. These were rebuilt with new foam, perforated leather. They look pretty nice. They're fully wrapped in leather too, it looks like. They ended up removing the rear seats, and they put these luggage compartments in here. You can just put whatever there's something in there. What is that? That doesn't look good. It looks like it belongs somewhere else besides loose like that. Hopefully that's not a problem. This is called a German square weave carpet. I don't mind it at all, actually. Debating changing those out too. We could probably get some nicer ones in there. Here we have it's a vintage race Mark Donahue steering wheel. And I mentioned before, all of these gauges here were rebuilt, meaning they were recalibrated, resurfaced, everything working as it should. I'm guessing that's when they redid the odometer too, because they said that this is the total mileage since the restoration. So I'm sure this body has 100,000 miles on it, but since the rebuild, it's got less than 3,000 miles on it, which I think is pretty cool. Visors are all new, along with the rear view mirror, and the glides for the sunroof. I wonder how you even open that thing. I'll figure that out later. There's gotta be a way to open that easily, I'm sure. Then this door panel, there's the power windows controls. They were all rebuilt at the time of the restoration. And the floors, to make it nice and quiet on the inside, are nice and quiet as it could be. I don't know if you can even see some of that. Is that it right there? Can't tell. They had that, I had this in my Camaro too, it's a Dynamat, supposed to help with sound dampening. And the pedal box, speaking of this, was rebuilt as well. They also replaced the headliner here. I'm not sure what this is. Just like dirt. They'll clean that up here eventually. And then they did this little custom center console here. Like carbon fiber little cubby there. I tend to put a lot of effort into because of my past experience with the Camaro, but they redid all of the wiring harnesses in here. Wires, you wouldn't think, but they do wear out and they get tired and they get brittle over time. They end up replacing all of the wires in here with brand new, they said they're racing or military spec ones, so I'm not really sure what that means. But you know, fuses and relay boxes, all that stuff got replaced. I'm gonna likely replace these with the restoration source, I think it's what it's called. LED bulbs, but these are the H4. These are appropriate for the car. I just think it would look pretty sharp with having some more modern lights on them. Kind of like, they won't be as nice, but you know, kind of like those. Sick. These taillights are all brand new as well. The reflectors, the lenses, the bulbs. Everything basically that could have been touched on this car was either replaced or updated. But again, I want to make it my own a little bit. I'm even tossed around the idea of putting one of those ducktails on here. What do you guys think? What do you think that would look? I love the way the like 964 and the G Series 911s look from the side with that they call it the whale tail. But I think the duck bill or ducktail, I think it's called actually, would look pretty good on this. And then for radio, which again I'm not sure how much I'm going to use, but they put a little Pioneer deck in there along with some Rockford 6x9s in the back and a subwoofer underneath the seat, which I think is what was in the glove box. There's a controller in there that we saw. I think that controls it. Pop this. The engine, this is where I know I know very little about these type of things, but I know that this one had everything rebuilt and retuned at the time of restoration. So this is a 930 3.0 liter modified to a 3.2. I think it was dynoed at about 270 at the wheel, so it's to the crank, it's probably pushing, I don't even want to guess, maybe 300, 320, somewhere in there. It's got 46 millimeter Pro carburetors with K&N filters and rain hats. I want to replace these. See, they're all nasty looking and beat up. They just don't look nice to me, so I'll replace those as soon as we can. Got a little cam to it. They call it a GE 60 cams. I'm not really sure what that means. And a little skeptical about things being rebuilt. Everything has had a hands on it. Even like the headers and the heat exchangers, the muffler, they put it down to, can you even see that? No, you can't. They only got the one part. I wish they had two. Then after they rebuilt everything, they re-powder coated the engine, so everything looks nice and clean. So, sorry, I don't know a whole lot about what's going on in here. There's just a lot that's not factory, which I'm okay with, but I'd rather it be 100% stock, but can't win them all, I guess. As far as the transmission goes, this does have the 915 trans that was rebuilt by Walker Racing. They changed all the bearings, they even changed like the flywheel, the gated shifter, the mounts, the joints, and the coupler that this thing attaches to. All are brand new. For the suspension, never heard of these guys. Let's see if we can even see it. That's it. I don't think that's it. No, that's not it. What the build had was Elephant Racing Sports Suspension System. Again, never heard of them. I'm used to QA1, for example, but this has all Elephant Sport Racing Suspension. It's got Bilstein Sport Shocks, Elephant Hollow front and rear torsion bars. It's got the camber plates on it are also Elephant, and same with the control arms and bushings, and the bump steer kit. It does have a turbo tie rods. For the wheels, I think this is pretty sweet. It's got the Fuchs 7x15 in the front, 8x15 in the rear, and then there's ooh, I hear a Corvette outside. James is here. And we'll come back more to this later. But it's got the boxer brake kit and then Mr. Griffith's air cooling. that was James. He's actually a subscriber of mine that reached out to me a couple weeks ago, and then I ran into him at Home Depot earlier today, so I invited him to the toy box to check out his new Z06. All right, I'm gonna take this thing out for a bit, see if I can find anything else with it. I'm sure I missed some stuff going through it. Let's see here, this binder is just full of a bunch of stuff. Oh, I didn't talk about the air conditioning, and who knows how often I'll even use that. Look at this, right up on this whole thing. Talks about the history of the car, history of the person who built it. There's a whole lot of information here, and then all the pictures and documentation into the build. But I've got about 50 feet on it so far, so I want to get more hands-on experience with it. Just did a quick wash. I'm not going to polish it all right now because I want to go through some stuff and see there's a whole bunch of that type of crap that I eventually want to get rid of. But let's go take this thing out for a bit. I'll get some more driving footage of this. Just wanted to give you guys a quick introduction and tour of it. What do you guys think of it? It's really small. There's things about it that, again, I want to change to make it my own, such as the headlights. That's not bad. I mean, it looks appropriate, right? But I wouldn't think that it would look bad at all with a more modern headlight like what's on the 992. I'm not sure what the name of this color is. I think it's just the custom Sherwin-Williams color. Looks kind of brown in some angles, looks gray in some angles. Maybe the windows or the tan through the windows is kind of making it look brown. I do intend on tinting those windows so that'll look a lot nicer. But yeah, what do you guys think of the ducktail or the whale tail look on these things? I think it enhances the look of them, especially from the side like this. Imagine a little fin come up in the back. I think it would look pretty good. Just got back from a cruise with this thing. It is so fun to drive. It's not fast at all. I mean, it's slower than I thought it would be, but the joy that I get and just the experience of driving this is unlike anything. I mean, if you guys have driven a classic carbureted car, which I'm sure a lot of you guys have, you'll know it's nothing compared to anything in the stable as far as performance goes. But just the feeling that you get when driving it, I don't know, it's hard to explain. It's different, right? But it's good different. Anyway, a few things that I'm gonna have the guys at Porsche Minneapolis do, which by the way, it was told to me the other day by Sean that they have the most certified classic car techs in any Porsche dealership in the U.S. That's kind of cool. That's right in my backyard. But a few things I noticed driving around. This has to be the original windshield because it is just caked in rock chips. You see this type of stuff? And those are rock chips, and it's all around it actually. So I'm gonna have them replace that. That shouldn't be terribly expensive. I'm torn between keeping this as original as it is and just enjoying it and driving it, and actually making it kind of my own with the things such as the headlights and the bumpers and the potential duck tail thing. I don't know. I think it'll just enhance the look of it. I think tinting the windows will make a big difference on her too. In the same sense, do I want to do all that? Like, for example, I'm sure that there is a better way to, like, look at this. It's kind of a pain in the ass. You gotta pull this, and this releases a little tab right there. All right, I'm gonna just have to put this thing down. You gotta pull this, and I pull up on this at the same time. So all I did was pull it, and it releases this thing. But I mean, what is this thing here for? Is this for spillage, or is this for? I don't even know what this is here for. Can I get away with just putting on a nice stainless cap with a gasket on there or something? I don't really understand. But things like that is what I'm talking about. Like, what can I do? Jesus. Sorry. What can I do to make this thing a more, what's the word? Seamless or more effortless? I don't want to say that because I just talked about the character of driving this car being unlike anything in here where you just push the pedal and you go. But I don't want to take away that I guess character is the best word. I don't want to take away the character of driving this car. But in the same sense, I do want to bring it up to today's quality. Like, I don't know, it just doesn't feel right to me. And this one looks like it's a little oxidized compared to that one over there. I'm sure it's not. I think the stance is probably pretty good. What do you guys think about raising it slightly? I'm not that crazy about it being so close to the fender, and I don't think it'll hurt to get this off the ground a little bit more, because it is really low. I mean, like, it's lower than, it's probably lower than this, to be honest. Oh, you can see it's been scraped already. Not by me. See that? We got metal down there that's already rusting from it. I'm gonna look at options. If you guys know of anything that I don't know, which I'm sure there's a lot because this is all new to me, let me know what you know. In regards to swapping out this bumper, gotta polish stuff like that out. I'm pretty sure that's clear broad too, so that might be under. Yeah, that is clear broad. So that might be into the clear broad actually. Whoever did this didn't do that good of a job. Didn't do a terrible job, but didn't do that good of a job either. I couldn't figure out how to open up this bad boy. Not that I want it open, but I don't know what half these buttons do to be in here, honestly. Like, I don't know what these little levers do. I don't know how really this controls. I don't know if this is, I guess I don't know, because this controls the fan. I thought this controlled the fan too. Maybe this is the aftermarket or something. We have like a rear defrost right there, a fog light right there, but we also have like rear defrost right, where was it? Not really sure what this thing does. I think that controls the wiper speed, I'm guessing. Not sure. What does this button do? Is it a governor or something? I don't even know. And then we have like a light washing system or something, but we have like a windshield wiper washing system right here. So just a lot on here that I just don't really know. And then what is this? What does this do? Do you guys see that? If you guys can help me figure this out, that would be great. I'm not sure what that does. Not sure what this little guy does. This is a microphone for, I'm guessing, the radio head. Get rid of that. It was a fun little car. I like it a lot. Cute little glove box. This was kind of odd. There's a little zipper for the headliner. It's kind of, I don't even know why they would do that. What's the point of that? And these little basket things are kind of odd. There's something back there that I don't think should be back there. Put that up there for now. Put that up there. It's a neat idea. I'm just wondering where that piece belongs. Belongs somewhere down in there. So toss that out then, I guess. Alright, not sure what this piece belongs to. Somewhere inside those that back cubby. I'm sure it was important. It's got a screw in it, but the screw doesn't go anywhere. Interesting. Things like this, I don't know if I want to leave this or if I want to replace it. It's worn down, obviously. But will it look better replaced, or does it look great sitting like that? It's one of those things that you gotta think of. If everything was original on here, I'd probably keep that original, but parts of me wants to replace it. I think it's just sun faded. Yeah, I don't know, this stance looks really good. And I'm torn between this back engine cover, replacing it, 'cause I think you have to replace this whole thing. And I think all I've found is fiberglass. I don't want to put a fiberglass engine cover on this thing. I don't know. What do you guys think? Think we should put a little wing on there, a little ducktail, a little whale tail. It's one of those things where it's all personal preference, so I guess it doesn't matter that much. But I think it looks great as it is. And I think having a painted whale tail or ducktail, probably a ducktail. I don't know. I really don't know. Something on there. I wish this had the turbo flares on it, but whatever. Good looking car. Alright, I know that was kind of a quick introductory video for you guys, but at least you can now see what has been added to the stable. We have a Challenger jailbreak coming in about 4 weeks. Thanks to Dave again for getting me the allocation on that. Apparently the dealership that I got it from only has the one allocation, and I was able to get lucky enough to snag it. So that should be produced, should have started shipping, or should have shipped yesterday. No, what's today, the 2nd? 31st, 2 days ago is when it should have shipped from the the factory to the dealership, and I believe I should be getting it roughly 4 weeks from the time that it ships. All right, I really like this car. I'm looking forward to doing some modifications to it. It'll be tasteful, I think. So I'm not gonna go crazy. You know, mainly cosmetic. Some of the stuff will be saved, I guess, for the headlights. There's nothing wrong with those. I'll keep them just in case. They should just be able to plug right in. I'm gonna order those up here pretty soon. They take like 6 to 8 weeks to come in. Driver, I'll get an appointment done at Minneapolis. Do a safety check on it and have him replace a few things on it. Should be fun. All right, guys, I'm gonna end this video here. As always, I appreciate you watching. Stay tuned, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks.